All right, so a few things to say about tonight's episode. One, Big Brother decided to do this task to where the housemate who pressed the button first could win £23,900. And pretty much they gave the housemates 1 minute, and whoever hit the button first would win the money. If they did decide to take the money, they would still remain in the house. If nobody took the money, then it would go towards the cash prize at the end for who the winner is. Jack, he ended up hitting the button, and it was funny just kind of seeing his reaction like before he pressed the button, as he nervously had his hand on the button and was kind of debating whether he was going to hit it, but I knew Jack was probably going to go for it. And I didn't know who else was going to actually press the button, but it looks like Christian had hit the button almost a second after Jack. And it was just funny just kind of seeing like the expression on everybody's faces once Jack hit the button. Like on the inside you could kind of tell that the housemates were kind of pissed that, they didn't hit the button. And they were kind of, deciding like, is anybody else going to hit the button? And they were all kind of just looking at each other like, since Jack hit the button, maybe I should have went for it. But also at the same time, it's like they know that they're on camera, so they didn't want to, have a big rant before the finale and kind of go off and look bad in front of the public like, they really wanted to hit it instead of somebody else winning the money. But immediately after Jack won, they all decided to go back in the living room area. And the first person who kind of got into it with Jack was Chloe. She had brought up the fact that Jack was upset with her for taking the whole 5,000 pounds. Kind of looked at it like, 5,000 pounds definitely ain't no 23,000 pounds by any means. So, you could tell Chloe was kind of upset that Jack won, and she was honestly showing it by what she was saying. Later she had kind of got into it with Christian, because Christian was talking about whether he was debating on hitting the button or not, and kind of felt like how it felt like a minute before he had hit the button. And it's more so like with Christian, Chloe kind of got into it with him, and she's like, well, 23,000 pounds ain't enough for me. And Christian's more like, well, you're working and I'm not working. And I kind of felt like with Chloe, if you're willing to take 5,000 pounds, how can you say that 23,000 pounds ain't nothing if you took the 5,000 originally? Even though she wanted to give it back, I kind of felt like, she did that because she kind of felt some type of way about the housemates and what they would think of her, and also probably what the public reaction would be to her. But just kind of seeing Jack, give his reasoning for taking it, it's kind of like he was in a way digging himself a hole a little bit, as he immediately told the housemates, guys, I needed to do this. And then right after he was saying, we'll go on an amazing vacation, and Danny's kind of like, don't say that, because if you don't end up doing it, it's going to look bad. And then right after he says, this will go towards amazing things. So I'm kind of like, first Jack is saying that he needs the money, and then he's talking about taking a vacation with the housemates, and then he's saying that it will go to amazing things, which could be, is that going to go towards, like debt, or is it going towards, personal needs or personal things that you may want? But, really you can't judge them for anything for taking the money, as 23,000 pounds is a lot of money for anybody. And hey, if I was in a house myself, I know I would take the 23,000 pounds, and I would have took the 5,000 pounds as well. But 23,000, I would have hit the button as soon as they said go. But it was funny seeing Jack glowing at the end, kind of talking to Nick. And honestly, I kind of felt like Nick was probably the most genuine person talking to Jack, saying that he deserved it. I kind of felt like, even though the other housemates were kind of saying that, it's not a big deal, you earn the money, and, just keep it, don't worry about it, we're not going to talk about you badly or anything like that. It's kind of like Jack knew that the whole house was probably pissed at him, but I mean, it is what it is. And a lot of people kind of got to remember that in the beginning, Jack won the car but ended up turning it down just to kind of stay in the house. So it's really kind of like this money is replacing the car that he won in the beginning, so it all kind of balances out a little bit. But if you did watch this episode, feel free to share your thoughts. How did you feel about Jack winning that money and pressing the button first? How did you feel about the Christian and Chloe argument that kind of happened? Is Chloe really playing a game? A lot of people are saying that she's not, but even though she won't admit it, I kind of feel like she's playing the game hard, and I feel like all of them are really playing for that money right now. But share your thoughts on this episode, and until next time, this has been Jacob Rob AJ, and I'll see ya.